Welcome to episode 14. Let's go. So in this week's episode, I thought I would cover building your own houses, multiple plots, single plots, building your own, building the dream. I would imagine it is most bricklayers' dream is to build their own home. So the first thing you're going to need to do is find a piece of land to build that on. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. One is via the portals, so Rightmove or Zoopla, plot searches, estate agents. Some of them have a land department that you can approach. Word of mouth, social media is another great platform. There's various property developers groups, and you can also use an old traditional way of looking around when you're out and about. You'll be surprised at what you will find in and around your local area. You know, you're probably thinking in your own brain now, oh, actually there's a piece of land, you know, like, oh, what about a house there, or someone that's got a big garden. You can also use, you know, Rightmove and Zoopla to look at houses that have the possibility of putting another plot in the garden. So this is traditionally known as a donor house. So you can try and look on the portals for a donor house, something that was suitable. Potentially it's a risk because you may not get planning, and you need to have your wits about you a little bit to make sure you can gain the appropriate access. There's certain rules and regulations you need to stick to with planning. There's various pieces of software that you can use. Nimbus Maps is a great piece of software for search and planning applications, scouring you know, the internet. It gets all the data from the land registry. You can looking around different places. You can view it. You can view a bird's eye view down on your area, town, the whole of the UK. Basically, it's all mapped out. That's another great option. Google Earth is another one. So there's a few things to consider, but there's a few facilities you can use to have a look around the internet, and word of mouth and social media channels. Put it out there. No one's going to come and knock on your door and offer you a piece of land. You need to get out there, you need to work hard, and you need to create a little bit of activity around it, and that will create opportunities for you.
So this is our latest development of two-bed houses and the reconfiguration of a car park in a public house. So it's a pub next door, and they sold us part of the car park to build a couple of houses, and part of the deal was to reconfigure this car park area here and make it all pretty and nice. So we took that on as part of the deal. So we actually found this piece of land via a connection we made on LinkedIn, which is a business platform. It's actually a land agent, and he's sent me numerous deals over the past couple of years, and that's how we found this one. So you can see it's now oversighted. The car park area is nearly complete. We are just waiting for a delivery to do with our drainage, and then we are good to go. So we've got the bricks on site already because they're on such a long call-off time, and luckily they've been approved by the planning officer. We took a risk, but we assessed the local area and they're very in keeping with next door. We knew we was fairly confident they'd get passed. So this was found basically just by connecting with someone on LinkedIn, which is a free to use platform, and then we met up a couple of times. We proposed a deal and we put it all together, and fortunately for us they accepted it. So it's a cracking site. They sell really well. We're possibly going to keep them. We may sell them, but we're not sure yet.
So I thought I'd just touch on our last development, which is a build to rent development. Was a former like workshop that we extended and converted into 4 houses, 3 2-beds and 1 1-bed. So we renovated it and extended it. basically took it back to brick, gutted it completely, and then basically reconfigured it into a terrace block of 4. So we used a build to rent model on that particular development. So we out of the 4 properties, we retained 3 and we sold 1, and then obviously that gets refinanced, and so then we refinanced that as a traditional commercial mortgage of say 75% of the end value of the development, and then we are able to benefit from that cash flow every month, less the mortgage payments. So they're all fully tenanted. They're in a good location in the middle of Swindon, and it was a cracking development. It had its challenges because obviously we sort of in new build, but it was great use of a building, tidied up the area of a street on a corner, and they look really nice at the end. And they've barely been empty. It's 4 years ago now. So that's the build to rent model. We may possibly utilise the build to rent model on the latest development of 2, and we may keep them. We may keep 1 and sell 1. We don't know, but that gives you long-term income and eventually further down the line you can refinance them. You know, house prices have typically doubled every 10 years on average if you looked across the historical data. So if you hold on to that, you get the benefit of the cash flow each month, and then you can obviously refinance that at a newer value later on down the line, and get that chunk of money out and then go and buy, another property. So it's a good way of the build to rent model is a fantastic way of building long-term cash flow and assets that appreciate over time as well. So give that some thought as well. You need to have 25% equity in there, because you'll only get a buy-to-let mortgage at a maximum of 75% loan to value, possibly 80%, but then your mortgage payments will be charged at a higher interest rate. Right, another Saturday shift. We're back on the extension. I believe it was from episode 1, I think, when we got it up to damp. It's now been oversighted. The clients wanted us away for a little bit, so we're now back. Got to get it up ready for joist. Here with the main man Carl. Just me and Carl today. We'll get this done. Scaffold is by us this time, so it's a bit safer. So we're up, ready for joist. Steel goes across here. It's too big for us to lift. So this is joist height. So until next time, until the joist's on and the steel's brought round the back. So that's it for another episode. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you next week.